Hello folks, back here again, another tech tip. So how do you set up your floating tremolo? So these principles will work on every type of floating bridge, a Floyd Rose, a Jazz Master, whatever kind you have. I'm not gonna talk about Kaylers because I have no experience on it, but the principles are the same. So step one, you restring your guitar and make sure your strings are completely settled in. If you have fresh strings, you either blade them in or stretch them. You can stretch them by hand just like this, but make sure the strings have settled in before you start any adjustments. Step 2. After you have made sure your strings have settled in, you tune your guitar up to pitch, and what we want to achieve is to make the bridge rest on its pivot. And as you can see, this bridge is already doing that. And how do we do this? We match the string tension with the spring tension. So how should your bridge look when you have tuned up to pitch? You should never have an extreme angle here. If you have a too much of an upward angle here, your string tension is overriding your spring tension. And if your bridge is laying flat on the body, the spring tension is overriding the spring tension. And some people like it like that, and for people seeking tuning stability, I would always have it decked. And on a Floyd Rose, you need to have the Floyd Rose parallel to the guitar body. So what if your bridge is not looking like it's supposed to, that you have an extreme angle here, or your Floyd Rose is not parallel to the body? You need to adjust the spring tension, because the string tension is gonna be constant in your tuning. This is always gonna be the same. We can't adjust this without changing our string gauges or our tuning. This is gonna be constant. So the only thing we can adjust is the spring tension. And how you do that? On a traditional stride bridge or a Floyd Rose, we have these two screws. It's really archaic, but honestly, it works. So how do we do this? We just simply back these screws off to reduce the tension, or screw them in to get more tension on the springs to match the string tension. And after each adjustment you have made here, I would keep these parallel always. But some people have some superstitions because the lighter strings are lighter, and they want to have a slight angle here, which they do either by adjusting the springs so that this would be in here to match the lighter tension of the lighter strings. But I'm going into really nitpicky details here. So where was I? This is getting rambly. I should script this out. So these screws determined it, and after you have made adjustments, you always tune your guitar up to pitch again to see where your bridge will end up. So I already started rambling, so I might as well go into more details. So how do you want this to look exactly on a traditional style bridge? You usually want some consistency in your life, so people usually set the amount you can go up in half step increments. So this has been set up for a half step, so the maximum I can go up in pitch is a half step. And how do you check it? You tune your guitar up to pitch and play a note, pull as hard as you can, and check if it goes the half step up. And I wouldn't go more than a whole step on a traditional style bridge like this, because the angle will get quite extreme here if you go past the whole step upward bend. And if the angle is too big, you will have tuning stability issues. And remember, always after you have made any adjustment, you tune your guitar up to pitch again to see what you have achieved. This is gonna be tedious, it's gonna take a while, but you want to do it correctly the first time so you don't have to do it again and again and again. And after you have managed to get where you want on a Floyd Rose, you lock your nut, and on a bridge like this, you're pretty much done. I realized I didn't talk about the Jazzmaster bridges. The spring is under the cavity and you adjust it on a screw on the plate. Otherwise, all the same principles stand here.